So, your line art sucks, huh? Tired of the same dirty, messy line work? Well, that's not gonna be a problem for you anymore, cause I'm about to share 9 game-changing tips that will help you instantly level up your line art skills and draw clean and confident strokes, like this. Let's go! Tip number 1. What brushes to use? When it comes to clean and crisp line art, there's no better brush than the default hard round brush. If you see 3 of these, select the third one and you're all set. Tip number 2. Brush settings. 100% opacity, 100% flow, opacity pressure option off, because you want your line art to be crisp and dark throughout, and thickness pressure option on. That way you'll get nice thin to thick and thick to thin line weight variation. But that's not all. Tip number 3. Smoothing. Make sure to use this amazing feature called smoothing. If it's grayed out like this, simply enable it from the brush settings. Set the value to anywhere between 15 to 30% depending on how powerful your computer is. Once you have the right amount of smoothness in your stroke, even if you draw slow and wobbly lines, this feature makes sure that the line still looks smooth. Awesome, right? Here's a wobbly line with 0% smoothing, 30% smoothing, and 100% smoothing. So don't go too high or the lag and delay will be crazy. This neat feature has literally been a lifesaver for me. I've saved so many hours and I can finish my line arts a lot faster now. Tip number 4. Now that you know all the right brush settings, it's time to figure out why your line art fundamentally sucks. If your line art doesn't look clean, then it's probably because of lack of line confidence. You're probably drawing scratchy or hairy strokes. Hairy strokes are when you draw multiple small strokes over and over to trace that one line instead of drawing it with one swift stroke. And you can clearly see the difference. Imagine drawing an entire character with such hairy lines versus drawing it entirely with fast, confident strokes. Huge difference, right? Hairy strokes can be the result of lack of confidence, or maybe your drawing tablet isn't that good and the lines are always a bit wobbly. If you want to buy a really good yet affordable drawing tablet, check out the links in the description down below. Tip number 5. There are a few ways for you to achieve this confidence and get those nice clean lines. Some helpful exercises for starters. Try drawing fast. When you draw lines slowly, your hands are bound to shake and the lines look wobbly. Imagine riding a bicycle slow versus riding it fast. When you ride it too slow, the chances of you losing balance and going off course is much higher. So try to go fast and use Ctrl-Z every time you make a mistake. Fast stroke, Ctrl-Z. Fast stroke, Ctrl-Z. Keep repeating this until you get that nice clean stroke. Always try to go fast and confident, and if you make a mistake, try Ctrl-Z to undo and repeat. Next exercise, try to draw a page full of straight lines with fast, confident single strokes. Then a page full of straight vertical lines, followed by horizontal lines as best as you can. And then try drawing a page full of circles that look clean and complete. They don't have to be perfect circles, just go fast and make sure that the starting and ending points join up perfectly. And then try drawing a page full of S-like curvy waves. Go fast and confident and make sure that the gap between these waves are uniform and they shouldn't touch. If you practice these exercises regularly or in your free time, you'll definitely see an improvement in your line confidence and you can say goodbye to these ugly hairy strokes for good. Tip number 6. Instead of drawing with just your wrists, start using your entire arm. When you draw strokes while your wrist partially hovers in the air and your elbow is free to rotate, your lines will automatically be more confident and clean. This allows for smoother, more fluid lines and broader strokes. Tip number 7. Line thickness helps simulate the natural feel of drawing on paper. When you go from light pressure to hard pressure, the line goes from light and thin to darker and thicker, just like an actual brush or pencil would, although you need the opacity pressure option on for this. Now you can use this to your advantage to make your line art look a lot more appealing. Wherever multiple lines are converging at one point, try to make the lines thicker as they meet. You can also use line art to indicate lighting. Areas receiving more light can have thin lines and areas that will be in the shadow can have thicker lines. You can even indicate a bit of occlusion shadow with thick dark shaded shapes such as the areas under the head or limbs in the background to create more contrast and depth. You can also make your line art more interesting by making the outer lines thicker and the inner details thinner. This variation in line thickness adds to the overall design aesthetics of your drawing. Another way to use line thickness is to indicate perspective depth or distance. Objects or parts of your subject that are closer can have thicker lines compared to objects farther away that can have thinner lines. This creates an illusion of distance and depth. Tip number 8. Every artist have their own natural stroke flow. In most cases, that's from the bottom left towards upper right. That's when I get the maximum confidence and most efficient strokes with minimum undos. That's my natural stroke path or flow. Now, if I had to draw a clean line that's on the exact opposite axis, that is from bottom right to upper left or vice versa, I find it pretty difficult to do it in one shot. Very uncomfortable. I'll end up drawing way too many wobbly and imperfect lines until I get the right one, which can be quite frustrating. Now, there's a very easy solution to this, and that is rotating the canvas. Press R on the keyboard and then rotate the canvas until the sketch lines align with your natural stroke path. Once we have that, press B to toggle back to the brush tool and you can easily get natural clean strokes now. Easy, right? Then press Escape to reset the canvas angle. Tip number 9. References. One of the best things you can do is start looking at references or line arts of famous line artists and comic book inkers such as Scott Williams or Jonathan Glapion. Closely observe their line arts, study how they use line thickness, contrast, and blocking to create interesting artwork, and then try to copy these techniques in your own work. The more you'll practice, the better you'll get really fast. Bonus tip: make your lines messy. That's right, sometimes clean can be boring, so shake things up a bit. For example, use a textured brush like the free Kyle charcoal brush for the line art instead of the default hard round brush to add a more rugged look to the lines. Sometimes I like erasing parts of the line unevenly to break the flow. I also add some small bits and scratches here and there, and some dots and small dashes where lines usually end. These small details can add more personality to your line art. So those were my 10 tips to get cleaner line art and improve your digital inking skills. If you found this video useful, give this a thumbs up, share it with your friends, leave a comment, and if you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified as soon as my next video drops. So that's all for now, see you on the next one. Peace.